Sometimes life feels like it's spinning out of control. You're running faster and faster, yet somehow you're falling further behind. The stress piles up, the responsibilities weigh heavy, and no matter how much effort you put in, it feels like you're stuck in the same place. And that's when you start to question yourself. Am I doing enough? Am I even on the right path? But here's the truth. You don't need to keep pushing the same way and expect different results. What you need is not more chaos, not more busyness, but a conscious choice to reset, restart, and refocus. Think about your phone or computer. When it gets overloaded, it slows down, freezes, maybe even crashes. You don't throw it away, you hit reset. And the moment you restart, it clears the junk, refreshes the system, and suddenly everything works smoother. Your life, your mind, your spirit, they work the same way. If you never hit reset, you stay stuck in overload mode, carrying baggage from yesterday into today and dragging it into tomorrow. Resetting means giving yourself permission to pause. To step back, take a breath, and acknowledge that you're not a machine. You're a human being with limits, emotions, and energy that needs renewal. It means letting go of the guilt for not being on all the time and understanding that sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to stop, breathe, and create space for clarity. Restarting is not about erasing your past. It's about using it as fuel. You've been through struggles, setbacks, failures. Good. That's proof you've been in the game. Restarting means you don't let yesterday's disappointments chain you down. You rise up, shake off the dust, and declare that your story isn't over. Every sunrise gives you a brand new page, and the pen is in your hand. Don't waste it rewriting the same chapter. Choose to start again, and then comes refocusing. This is where the real magic happens. Because it's not enough to just start over. You need to know what you're aiming for. Where is your focus? Because whatever you focus on, you feel. Focus on problems, you'll feel overwhelmed. Focus on possibilities, you'll feel empowered. Too many people let distractions, negativity, and fear scatter their energy. But when you refocus, when you decide what truly matters to you, when you lock your eyes on the vision that sets your soul on fire, nothing can stop you. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. You don't need to carry yesterday's failures into today. What you need is the courage to reset, the strength to restart, and the discipline to refocus. That's how you take control back. That's how you shift from survival to growth. So ask yourself right now, where in your life do you need to reset? What old story do you need to stop carrying so you can restart with a new one? And what goal, what dream, what passion have you been ignoring that it's time to refocus on? Because your life isn't meant to be a loop of the same frustrations. It's meant to be a journey of breakthroughs. And those breakthroughs start the moment you decide, today I reset. Today I restart. Today I refocus. Resetting isn't about giving up. It's about giving yourself the permission to let go of what no longer serves you. Every single day we carry around mental clutter that weighs us down. It's the mistakes we made, the conversations we regret, the fears that whisper we're not enough, the doubts that tell us we'll never get there. Over time, that mental baggage becomes heavy, and without even realizing it, we're moving slower, thinking smaller, and living below our potential. To reset is to say, I'm done carrying this weight. It's choosing to clear out the thoughts, habits, and emotions that drain your energy, so you can step into a new state of clarity. Imagine waking up with a mind that's no longer trapped in the noise of yesterday. Imagine letting go of the guilt for things you can't change, the anger at people you can't control, the worry about outcomes you can't predict. Resetting means you stop replaying the same negative track in your mind and replace it with a new one that empowers you. Because the truth is, you can't move forward if you're still chained to the past. You can't run toward your dreams if you're dragging the weight of old failures behind you. Resetting isn't weakness, It's a radical act of strength. Think about it. When your phone starts slowing down, you don't keep swiping harder hoping it'll work better. You restart it. You clear the junk files, close the apps that have been draining the battery, and suddenly it's working smoothly again. Your mind is no different. If you keep going without hitting reset, you'll end up drained, distracted, and stuck. But the moment you pause and clear space, you regain your power. Resetting allows you to shift your state from stress to strength, from confusion to clarity, from exhaustion to energy. Sometimes resetting means walking away from toxic relationships that keep you small. Sometimes it means releasing the limiting beliefs that you've held onto since childhood. Sometimes it means forgiving yourself for not being perfect, for falling short, for messing up along the way. It means acknowledging that you are human, and part of being human is stumbling. But what defines you is not the stumble. It's the decision to rise, and the rise starts with a reset. There's power in deciding that today, right now, you're going to clear the slate. Maybe you've been grinding for months without stopping, and you've lost touch with why you started. Maybe you've been holding onto bitterness or fear that's poisoning your future. Maybe you've been so focused on the noise around you that you forgot the voice inside you. Resetting is about getting back in alignment with yourself. It's about stripping away what's fake and reconnecting with what's real. Ask yourself, what thoughts have I been replaying that no longer serve me? What habits have I been clinging to that keep me from growing? What weight have I been carrying that I need to put down right now? Because the moment you release, the moment you reset, you create room for new energy, new opportunities, and new strength. You open the door for possibilities you couldn't even see before because your vision was clouded by yesterday's clutter. Resetting doesn't require everything to change overnight. It requires one decision: to stop allowing the past to control the present, to stop living on autopilot, to take back command of your thoughts and your emotions. The world around you may not change instantly, but the moment you reset, you change. And when you change, your world begins to shift with you. Restarting is not about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about using it as the foundation for your next chapter. Every setback you've faced, every failure, every painful lesson, they were not designed to destroy you, but to prepare you. Restarting is about recognizing that you can begin again, no matter how many times life has knocked you down. It's about refusing to let yesterday define the rest of your story. When you restart, you take the wisdom of your experiences and combine it with the courage to try again. This time with more clarity, more strength, and more determination. Life will test you. It will push you to your limits and sometimes break you in ways you never imagined. But restarting is the declaration that you are not broken beyond repair. You are still here, and as long as you are still here, you have the power to begin again. Restarting doesn't erase the scars, it honors them. It says, this wound has shaped me, but it will not stop me. It transforms pain into fuel and failure into momentum. Think about how many times you've already restarted without even realizing it. Maybe it was after a heartbreak, when you thought you'd never love again but found the strength to open your heart once more. Maybe it was after a job loss, when you were terrified of the unknown but pushed forward and discovered a new opportunity that changed your life. Maybe it was after a dream collapsed and you had to rebuild yourself from the ground up. Every restart has given you more resilience than you had before. Every time you've had to start over, you've proven that you can adapt, that you can grow, that you can keep moving even when it feels impossible. Restarting is a choice. It's looking at the road behind you and saying, that's not where I'm going anymore. It's refusing to stay stuck in the same cycle, refusing to let fear of failure keep you frozen. Too many people spend their lives in the shadows of what went wrong, paralyzed by regret, but you are not meant to live in regret. You are meant to rise from it, Restarting requires courage because it means stepping into the unknown. It means taking a leap of faith when the ground beneath you feels shaky, but it's in that leap where transformation begins. Sometimes restarting means changing your environment, surrounding yourself with people who lift you higher instead of dragging you down. Sometimes it means letting go of a plan you thought was the only path and embracing a new one you never considered. Sometimes it means redefining success on your own terms instead of living by someone else's definition. Restarting is freedom. It breaks the chains of the old story and gives you the pen to write a new one. There will always be a voice in your head that says, "It's too late. You've failed too many times. You don't deserve another chance." That voice is a liar. The truth is, as long as you're breathing, it's never too late. Restarting is your reminder that you're not finished yet. You may have fallen, but you are not defeated. The past may have scarred you, but it has also prepared you. And when you restart, you take all the lessons, the strength, the wisdom you've gained and use them to step into a stronger, braver, more powerful version of yourself. Every sunrise is proof that life gives you another chance. Every day is an invitation to restart. The question is not whether you can begin again. The question is whether you'll choose to. Because the moment you choose to restart, you ignite a fire within you that no failure, no setback, no obstacle can extinguish. Refocusing is about taking back control of where your attention goes, because whatever you focus on expands. Too often we scatter our energy in 100 different directions, chasing distractions, reacting to noise, and losing sight of what really matters. We let the world dictate our attention, social media feeds, other people's opinions, endless worries about the future. And then we wonder why we feel drained, overwhelmed, and unfulfilled. Refocusing means drawing a line in the sand and deciding to stop feeding your energy into things that don't move you closer to the life you want. It's about locking your eyes on your vision with the kind of clarity that makes distractions powerless. Focus determines feeling. When you focus on problems, you magnify stress, doubt, and fear. When you focus on possibilities, you awaken hope, drive, and creativity. The external world might be chaotic, but you can choose where to direct your inner world. Refocusing doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means training your mind to concentrate on the parts of reality that fuel your progress instead of drain your strength. It's choosing to notice opportunities instead of obstacles, solutions instead of setbacks, growth instead of excuses. There's a reason world-class athletes, leaders, and visionaries achieve results that seem impossible. It's not because they don't face distractions or doubts. It's because they refuse to let those things steal their focus. They know that scattered energy leads to scattered results, so they narrow their attention like a laser beam on what truly matters, and everything else fades into the background. You have that same power. But it starts with deciding what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Refocusing often requires making tough choices. It might mean saying no to things that drain your energy, even if they're comfortable. It might mean cutting back on habits that waste your time, even if they're familiar. It might mean surrounding yourself with people who challenge you instead of those who keep you stuck. Every yes you say to a distraction is a no to your destiny. Every moment you spend on something that doesn't align with your vision is a moment stolen from the life you could be creating. Refocusing means getting brutally honest with yourself about where your energy is going and whether it's taking you closer to or further from your goals. It's not enough to want a better life. You have to focus on it consistently. If you constantly fixate on fear, on what could go wrong, on the obstacles in your way, your mind will find more reasons to stay stuck. But if you choose to direct your focus toward your vision, your goals, your why, you'll tap into a strength you didn't even know you had. The human mind is powerful, but it's also obedient. It will always amplify whatever you focus on most. So if you want change, you must refocus. Think about your life right now. Where is your attention going? Is it consumed by what you don't want, or is it driven by what you do want? Are you giving more mental energy to problems or to possibilities? The quality of your life is shaped by the quality of your focus. When you scatter it, you live in reaction mode, always exhausted and chasing. When you concentrate it, you move into creation mode, building, growing, and progressing. Refocusing doesn't happen once. It's a daily practice. Distractions will always show up. Doubts will always whisper. Fear will always try to pull you off course. But every single day, you get to choose to bring your focus back. You get to remind yourself of your vision, your values, your goals, and channel your energy where it truly matters. Refocusing is the discipline of redirecting your mind over and over until it becomes a habit, until your attention naturally gravitates toward what empowers you instead of what drains you. Shifting perspective is one of the most powerful tools you have because it changes how you experience everything in your life. Two people can face the same challenge. One sees it as a dead end, the other sees it as an opportunity to grow. And their outcomes will be completely different. The difference isn't the situation, it's the perspective. When you start seeing setbacks not as failures, but as setups for comebacks, you unlock a strength inside you that most people never tap into. Perspective shapes your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your results. When life knocks you down, the natural instinct is to ask, why me? But shifting your perspective means asking, what is this teaching me? Instead of being consumed by pain, you search for the lesson. Instead of focusing on what you lost, you look for what you gained. It doesn't mean you deny the difficulty. It means you refuse to let the difficulty define you. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control what it means to you. And the meaning you give to your experiences determines the power you get from them. Think about every major breakthrough in history. It almost always followed a period of struggle or failure. The world's greatest leaders, innovators, and visionaries didn't get there by living perfect lives. They got there because they turned obstacles into stepping stones. They shifted their perspective. Where others saw defeat, they saw feedback. Where others saw rejection, they saw redirection. Where others saw endings, they saw new beginnings. That's the power you have when you choose to shift your view. When you shift perspective, even your failures take on new value. They're no longer proof that you're not good enough. They're proof that you were brave enough to try. They're evidence that you were in the arena, fighting, learning, and growing. Every time you fell, you gained experience. Every time you got back up, you built resilience. And resilience is forged not in comfort, but in the fire of challenges. Perspective allows you to see that the very things you once wished away are the things that shaped you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. Sometimes shifting perspective requires you to zoom out. When you're in the middle of a storm, all you see are the waves crashing around you. But if you rise above, you realize the storm is temporary, and beyond the clouds, the sun is still shining. Life's challenges are the same. In the moment, they feel overwhelming. But when you shift perspective, you understand that this is just a chapter, not the whole story. That understanding gives you the patience and the courage to endure. It also means learning to see challenges as preparation. That difficult job might be teaching you discipline you'll need for your dream career. That heartbreak might be carving space in your heart for the right person. That rejection might be pushing you toward an opportunity you would have missed otherwise. When you shift perspective, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, how is this happening for me? That single change in mindset transforms you from a victim of circumstances into the creator of your destiny. Shifting perspective doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is perfect. It means embracing the pain and choosing to give it purpose. It's saying, this hurts, but I'll grow through it. This is hard, but it's shaping me. Pain without perspective feels like punishment. Pain with perspective becomes progress. And the moment you see it that way, the weight becomes lighter, the struggle becomes meaningful, and the road ahead becomes possible again. Every time you choose to shift perspective, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for circumstances to change before you feel strong, and you start creating strength within yourself no matter what's happening. The storm may not end today. The challenge may not disappear tomorrow, but your ability to endure, adapt, and grow multiplies the moment you change how you see it. Perspective is the difference between staying stuck and moving forward, between quitting and fighting, between despair and hope. Committing daily is the key to turning vision into reality because success is never built in a single moment. It's built through consistent choices stacked one on top of another. Too often people wait for the big break, the perfect opportunity, or the right timing, forgetting that greatness is the result of what you do every single day. Commitment isn't about intensity for a week. It's about persistence for a lifetime. It's showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when no one is watching, even when progress feels invisible. The small disciplines you practice daily become the foundation of the extraordinary results you dream about. When you commit daily, you stop relying on motivation alone. Motivation is powerful, but it's inconsistent. It comes and goes with your emotions. Commitment, on the other hand, is a decision. It's the voice that says, no matter how I feel today, I will take the step. Think of an athlete who trains day after day, even when their body aches, even when the weather is terrible, even when the progress feels painfully slow. That daily commitment compounds over time, building strength, skill, and resilience that cannot be faked. The same principle applies in every area of life: your health, your relationships, your career, your dreams. Committing daily also means treating each day as a fresh opportunity. Too many people drag the weight of yesterday into today, and as a result, they sabotage themselves before the day even begins. But when you wake up and decide, today is a new chance, you reset your mindset and give yourself permission to show up differently. Each sunrise is a reminder that you get to choose again. And when you choose daily commitment, you slowly rewire your habits, your beliefs, and your results. It's easy to commit when everything is going well, when the path is smooth, and the results come quickly. The real test is when progress feels slow, when obstacles show up, when doubt creeps in. That's where daily commitment separates those who merely wish from those who achieve. Because every time you honor your commitment on the hard days, you build a stronger version of yourself. You create evidence that you can be trusted to follow through, and that trust in yourself becomes unshakable confidence. Daily commitment doesn't always mean massive action. Sometimes it's small, simple steps repeated over and over. Reading a few pages each day, making healthier choices, practicing gratitude, working on your craft even for a short time. These small actions may not seem like much in the moment, but compounded over weeks, months, and years, they create transformation. Success rarely comes from one big leap. It comes from 1,000 consistent steps. Commitment also means being intentional about what you allow into your life. Your environment, your habits, your routines. They either support your commitment or sabotage it. If you surround yourself with negativity and distractions, your commitment will weaken. If you surround yourself with people and environments that reinforce your vision, your commitment strengthens. Daily commitment isn't just about what you do. It's about what you choose not to do, what you choose to walk away from, and what you choose to prioritize. The most powerful part of committing daily is that it builds momentum. Momentum turns effort into energy. At first, progress may feel slow, like pushing a heavy wheel uphill, but every day you push, the wheel gains speed, and eventually it begins to move on its own. That's the reward of commitment. You reach a point where the habits you've built carry you forward even when motivation is low. You no longer have to fight to start. You simply keep moving because consistency has become who you are. Think about where you want to be a year from now. The person you'll become is determined by the choices you make daily starting today. Every decision, no matter how small, is either building the life you want or delaying it. Daily commitment puts you back in control. It shifts your life from randomness to intentional design. It creates the compound effect that turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results. And while others wait for the perfect day to start, you'll already be building step by step, day by day, until the life you envisioned is no longer a dream but your reality.